the break. Today's Thursday, July the 3rd. Just welcome the students in the classroom. I told them my experience with getting a nice traffic ticket on the way down last week. So be careful. Don't text and drive. Just throwing it out there. So let's go ahead and share my screen now. We're going to conclude the XD segment of the portion of this course. Next week, we're going to segue our way into Figma, which is the more up-to-date industry current software for prototyping. XD still around, so I'd like you to have a breadth of both experience and knowledge of how to use both applications. They're both quite useful tools. So I hope you guys are having fun so far and learning a lot of new interesting methods of incorporating UX into UI fundamentals. All right, so let's go ahead and share my screen now. Isha, since you're the only one that's online, please let me know if you can't see my screen, or if you can, give me like a thumbs up so I know you're there. I'm reserving this link till further notice because we're starting. Well, I'm going to release it today, actually. We're doing the group presentation project. This is your last and final project for this class. You're going to be working with a group of maximum 3 people. I say 3 because there's always the odd person in the group. I prefer 2. Like last semester, I had like 43 students. In that case, 3 was appropriate because it was a big group and had to do presentations. The presentations took 2 days, right? Sometimes. So I have 1 day reserved at the last day of this semester. You guys will present this in front of the class, okay? So you will do an actual presentation. I don't know if we'll have any guests. If you guys want me to invite the other teachers, I will be more than happy to. But usually it's going to be just us, okay? I'll invite the other classrooms, the principal of the school, even the security guard is going to be here watching you guys. Just to give you that nice audience, right? I'm kidding. It's just going to be us. It's going to be a very casual presentation day. You will just kind of have to get up here and show us your app. That's it, okay? All right. I think you're doing another portfolio presentation, so I'm not going to overwhelm you with too many presentations, but this one you have to do because it is part of and it's a group presentation. So it's different than doing an individual portfolio presentation. It'll give you that comfort zone as well. So I'm going to release this a little later. It's going to be a dynamic table, like a Google Excel sheet. So you will propagate it or put in your information yourself and put in the people that you're working with and describe each role, who does what. So you might be the lead designer or the graphic designer, and the person that you're working with might be the research analyst. Okay, so one of you will do the research, the brainstorming. I mean, you're all going to work together, but you'll have maybe more like specialty deliverables, okay? So maybe you're good at doing other things, maybe drawing concepts, creating the wireframes, the thumbnails, the research, the UI kits, and the other person is going to do the prototyping, like joining all the buttons and the links and stuff, and whatever partial, responsibilities you're going to have. So this is what this is for, and I will, let me see if it's already released there. The YouTube channel should be up to date. I did upload class number 7. So if you watch those videos, everything is up to there. This will be the class 8 video. Now we do have one more presentation to kind of go over. I know this is how I started my course, by talking about the elements of UX and the 5 planes. We did talk strategy. We did talk scope, structure, skeleton. Surface is something we touched on, but not fully. So I do have another, I think next week I'll go over the surface element just to kind of capture this whole thing in one. And that's the visual design. This is where graphic designers are shining at their best, doing the surface design, because that's when you really need the graphic design skills to do that. These other elements and planes are also crucial, as you know, but if you notice, a lot of the graphic design skills not really required. It's more like the research, the fundamentals, and the breakdown of how to get this prototype going. But the last one is the surface, which we're going to cover next week as well. And this is a Figma Advanced Tutorials. I'm going to release this to you in case I forget it. This is how you're going to learn some other stuff on your own, watching Figma interactive components and things like that. So I'm going to just release that for you. Don't worry about it right now. Just kind of going over stuff. So we're going to get into interaction design principles, as we already kind of segued over there already. This is the class number 8. You have an app example B, just to show you how to create an app in XD. I know you're not to do that for this class. You're doing an actual full screen presentation, which could be like a website or something you can watch on an iPad or something like grand like that. But in case you want to do an app in XD, this is an example of how to do one. So I left one for you. This is another one called wireframes. I know you have another week for this. So if you want some extra UI kit to help you, you can use this. I know I gave you one before. This one's for web. The one I gave you before is for mobile. So please have a look at this. And if you find it useful, by all means, you can use it for your projects. And then I have something small called mobile menu. Just a little quick interactive thing I added in there. I'm going to show you how to do. So today I'm going to just kind of cover some, overall leftover stuff in the program and get into some extra stuff you can learn in XD. All right, now this is called mobile menu. So I'll start with that one. I'm also going to download the wireframes, wires web. So here's the one here. You can save that. I'll open both at the same time. So this is not as fast as the mobile one, but it's crucial in terms of, utilizing these graphics for different purposes. So this is like a website menu. See, there's different menus for the website. This is your standard, left aligned logo, menu items. You have like social media, login area, sign up, contact. This is just a very basic design that's quite popular in most websites. You either have the menu to the left, to the right, to the center, the social medias, the search engine or search bar if you need one. Then you have the more simplistic design as well. This is a UI kit. Notice how I didn't give you this before. I know you already did a UI kit, but in case you want to reuse some of these elements, you can. You can copy and paste these from check buttons to arrows and hamburger menus and things like that. These are like footers. It tells you right here, see, footers. So you can see these are different footer elements you can use for like a website. If you're doing a prototype of a website, you can make that. This is cards, okay? Could be like social media cards or things like that. Flow charts and connectors, and some graphs as well, okay? That's just the UI elements. Then there's the landing sections. So if you guys want to ask some ideas for your portfolio, ask you how's your portfolio going, you can actually get some of these UI frames or kits and kind of plop them all together for your portfolio as well. Look, blog sections, right? All different layouts you can use for your blogs. Team sections, okay? Like users and like even this could be nice for like a gallery or something like that, right? Speaking of gallery, pricing, call to action, footers, forms, portfolio sections. I was looking for this. Look, portfolio sections, okay? A lot of people display their portfolios like this. You have an array of thumbnails and you have visuals of your work, and you click on the thumbnail and you kind of see an exploded version of that portfolio piece. You also have more like this one, this one. Don't just put thumbnails, right? Put like description of your work. Maybe tell a story how you did it. It's always interesting to kind of have a little more than just a bunch of thumbnails and, clicking on the finished product. Um, like everything's been done already. Okay. You're not going to do anything different than, I mean, you will, but not that much different than what's already there. Book covers, magazine covers, pamphlets, double page spreads, stationaries. Okay. Everything's been done by other designers. So your job is to make it unique, make it stand out, make it special, make it think outside the box, right? So here's another example here. This is like a carousel. So you are gonna kind of move things back and forth in a carousel format. Like we'll do the stuff in Figma, so you'll know how to create the stuff for the app. But if you want to make one in XD, you can make it like a prototype version, right? So we'll teach you some more advanced XD practices today, just to teach you. Maybe you might want to do a prototype for your portfolio. Before Figma came out, actually, my assignment used to be in this class because Figma was just getting released, XD was getting discontinued, and there was a decision to be made. What do we do? What do we do with XD? So we continued on with it. So Figma wasn't even in the picture. We just did XD right to the end. So what I did with the students was stuff like this for their portfolios. So they would do like a portfolio prototype, and then you would make that into the website that you're doing right now. But it became too redundant. Like you're doing portfolio in how many classes now? Page layout, the web class, my class. Like it was just too much portfolio. So that's why I said, you know what? You already have enough portfolio stuff to work with. Let's make something different and put something in your portfolio kind of thing. But this was something we would do. Okay. So let's say you do want to utilize these graphics and do something with it, right? Create like a website or something. What you can do is basically copy all these, right? Let's say I'm going to copy this whole section here. I'm going to create a new document, 1440, 900. I can make this the same size, 1440 by 900. Let's call it like a medium size. Paste, right? So I just pasted everything from that design into here. And now we can customize this. You can obviously, put your own text and change your own wording and stuff, right? These little thumbnails here, there's different tiles. So you can have a different interesting way to present your portfolio pieces. And how easy it is to present this stuff is basically dragging and dropping images. So if I have an array of images to drag in there, I'll just quickly show you how. So again, copy, paste, right? And then, insert it to your design basically. And of course, this looks very bland and wireframe looking, right? So to implement it in a realistic scenario, I'm gonna keep this menu for after. Here. Let me get some images here quickly. So right click, save image as. I'll call this one 01. Two. Three. I'll just have a few just to show you how to drag these things in. It's pretty simple. So be 04. I'll do one more here. 05. Okay, so you can kind of have a nice layout of your graphics. There's the images. I just downloaded these off the internet right now. This is a WebP file. I don't think that'll be recognized, but we can definitely use these other graphics, right? The one thing I like about XD is the drag and drop function. In Figma, you can't really do that. I mean, you can, but it's not the same. So it's a really nice way to implement the WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get kind of drag and drop style. So to do that, I'm just going to quickly demonstrate that with these images here. So there's my wireframe that I borrowed. And again, you can totally customize this. What you do now is when you drag and drop, basically the images go right in there. They're perfectly fitted, right? Let's drop this one here. You can drop another one over here, another one over there. Right? So just drag and drop. And the thing about XD, they perfectly fit within the rectangles. Once you create the wireframe, it's so easy to just kind of put all together. How does it know how to fit it? Well, if you double click, you can then actually go ahead and change this parameter. Not that you want to do that, but you can do some tweaking if you need to, right? But it's all kind of separated. If you double click again, see, this is the thing. Like you double click, level 1. Double click again, level 2. There's different levels of going inside an object, inside the object. Like Illustrator, isolation mode, same thing. You go inside and you go more, right? So double click is 1. Double click again, 2. Double click the third time, nothing happens. So you know you've reached the limit, right? That's the end of it. Then you can do like this. Watch, you can then move it around and situate this in the right area, like you would with an image in InDesign when you fit it within the container or the box. Same kind of thing. Sorry? They do, but it's different. And I'll show you that, right? In Figma, you kind of have to go use the menu, click the picture, and edit it that way. It's a little different. You're right. It's a little different. This is a little, it's Adobe, right? That's why Adobe it's a nicer feel to it. Nonetheless, you guys can create this and make a nice, design prototype out of it. Then you, let's say, create another, let's say this was like your page or home page or something. Want to throw like a menu or something. Well, this is a mobile app, right? Designed a very simple way to implement a menu. A lot of people think it's actually very simple. What you do is you have 2 pages like this. This artboard, if you notice, the menu is hidden. See? It's outside. Artboard number 2, we brought it inside. So it's like a sliding effect. And that's a very simple way you can basically demonstrate a hamburger menu coming in and leaving. You can also do it within a component, but the components get a little tricky because we already have a tap initiated, and then the other taps get a little confusing. It becomes a little problematic. Just to make it easier and simple to kind of demonstrate in a prototype form, you can do something like this, like thinking outside the box, basically. So what that means is we made this a hamburger. I put a circle here so I can show you. This became the trigger, the little hamburger button, right? If you go to prototype, you can see how this is connected to the next screen. And what I did there was a simple tap trigger, okay? And auto animates. That means whatever this comes in from right to left, it makes the menu look like it's sliding in and sliding out, right? So just to quickly show you, if I press play, there it is right here. Hamburger menu comes in, comes out, right? So you can kind of do a very nice, simple effect with the menus. And then you can then make these buttons go to other sections. Simply go here, select each button, and make this button go to another artboard. Get it? So you're gonna have like 7 more artboards for 7 buttons for 7 sections. Just a quick little demo, not to get too much involved into this, but how easy it is to do like a more effective mobile menu if you want to make one. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you quickly, right? So whether you're doing mobile or web, it's different type of integration. Back to the website. Let's say I want to put a menu here, make this look like a website. So I would have to go back to my wireframes. Maybe I'll copy a menu from here. I know I have a lot to choose from. And there it is right here. There's a footer menu. So watch, I'll copy a footer menu as well. This entire footer menu. It's even grouped. So I'm going to copy that one. Paste. I'm going to have to increase the artboard. Watch this. Increase the artboard width. Sorry, height. Another thing that XD has that Figma doesn't, and you'll see this when we kind of compare the two programs. As soon as you increase the heights, you have something called the viewport height. The viewport height means above the folds. So when you look at a website, you can see everything from this blue margin bottom here and up. You won't see this until you scroll down. You understand? So that's your scrolling extra area. So please keep that in mind because most people, if you change this, if you start messing around with this, you're gonna mess up the whole format of the fitting of the prototype. So my suggestion to you is don't touch this. It's there for that reason. Okay. I mean, you can adjust it for a reason if you have maybe some more consistency on other pages with the same heights. For example, I'll do another page just to show you. But let me just, again, I made this height match my height of my page. I'm going to do another one here. I just want to select everything so I can move it. I did Command A. I'm going to grab like a menu right now from here, perhaps this menu, okay? So I'll copy that menu, come back over here, paste. Right? So now I have like a, basically like a little web page I designed using the UI kit. Right? And then I'm going to move this up a little bit here like this, and perhaps even make the artboard match my height. And then you change the colors, the fonts, put a logo in there, the styles. You got to get your own. You can't obviously use a template like this because it looks like it was taken from the actual original. But yes, you can definitely customize it by integrating more customization with your colors and things like that. Of course, then you add, you'll see this little plus button, added that swatch. So all I have to do now is simply use that same color throughout my design, okay? Same as maybe this button over here. Whether you double click, triple click, okay? So you can customize the whole thing. Just be using that one dominant color. I recommend you keep your text for the body black. If you want to go gray, don't go less than 90% because then you can't read it. It's too faded, right? 80, 85 maybe. Don't go less than that. If you, especially on websites, because the screen, the brightness, it adjusts to different settings, right? So I would always go black or like 90% gray or something like that. But you can see how I customized this design. I took bits and pieces of the UI kit, and whether you make your own UI kit or you use the one I'm sharing with you here, you can definitely change the whole thing. So now how easy it is to make this an actual prototype. Well, this is becoming the index page. Okay. The good thing now is you replicate the pages. So you press Command D, or you can just Option, drag, and make another copy and change the layout. And before you know it, you can have a website prototype in no time. A lot faster than coding a website. Because you don't just code a website. First, you design a website. And then you show your clients or your team or whoever you're working with. And you say, hey, this is based on what we talked about and the preliminary sketches and designs and conversations. This is what I came up with. Then you tweak the design. They might say, I don't like the picture. I don't like the font. I want it to be left instead of right. You do your modifications. You go through 2, 3 revisions. Hopefully, it's no more than that. Once the revisions are done, the job's approved. They say, I love it. Make it a real website. Then you hire your team of developers or you code it yourself and make the HTML, CSS, JavaScript, make the website. Does that make sense? I want you to kind of grasp this whole thing. Why are we doing this? And why is it advantageous to do this before you make a website? Right? How long did this take me to make? Right? And if you give me another hour, I'll make a whole website in an hour. Okay. Let's say it takes you double the time than me, 2 hours, 4 hours, even 5 hours. It's still a lot shorter than making a real website. Okay. All right. So now that we kind of see the purpose here, again, Command D, right? Another shortcut. Then we change this around. So maybe I'm just going to go delete this. Right. I'm just going to make this an actual page so you can see how it's going to fit within the parameter here. Right. Oh, there we go. I think I had to resize it for a second, right? Be careful because one is the container, one is the outside of the container with this box here. And there's a button here that does more than that. Okay. Now, just going to move this down a bit here. So this is like maybe one of your portfolio pages that you want to go to. Basically, this thumbnail, if you click on it, goes to that page. Or maybe one of these menu items will go to another page as well. So you, based on how you want to make this flow, you can make it happen. Simply go to, let's save as. This will be maybe a local design, local document, portfolio demo, I'll call it, fine. Okay, so you can make 16 pages and just change them up, copy, paste, copy. Like once I have this one now, right, I can make another one, okay, and just change this picture here, right, and grab this one. Okay, so copy that, come back to this one and paste it and make this the other portfolio page. Get it? So you can make as many as you like and make all the thumbnails connect to those pages. So you have like a good visual of how your portfolio is going to look like. So maybe I'll stick with these two. And yes, we'll to be consistent, set up guides. So what you have here also is let me quickly do this one more time. They're very hidden. There's no ruler, so you gotta go right here with the edges, and you drag a guide. There's a vertical guide, a horizontal and a vertical guide. Here's another one. So the images will fit nicely to your portfolio, right? Like that. Let's say this was a longer page. Because you can have different lengths of web pages. As you know, one scroll down, one stay fixed. So this one's going to go a lot more lower. And I'm probably going to go and copy this and paste it here and have this as part of the other portfolio piece. Well, look at that. I'm going to have a little thumbnail gallery going on here. Right? How do I center this perfectly? You do have the smart guides, or you can use the alignment tools up here. Left, center, right. So you have all these different tools that you're more familiar with that look like other programs. So, depends on how you want to set up your layout, design. You can have any portfolio lookalike website. And then the easy part is this, Command D, right? And you change it. So maybe perhaps this one here, like we said, copy, and then paste. I think I pasted it too many times here. Delete, paste. Because it's paste in place by default. So you have to paste it exactly where it is like that. Okay, so you can kind of change it up if you wish. Okay, I think you get the idea now, right? I purposely made 2 pages longer, 1 page shorter. You want to make a website prototype, this is it. Now let's put it together. Let's make it work as we did it in the last class. Remember, we did the Cosmic Cosmos. We did a game, the treasure chest. That was a lot harder than this. This is easier because all you're doing is connecting the thumbnails. You don't have to catch the turtle or catch the shamrock. So all we have to do here is basically connect the buttons to the appropriate pages. So in this case, let's say we have a explore. Maybe this is the button. Now let's make this a little bigger because they're very tiny here. So let me just see if I can make them bigger by one shot. Oh, I can't, eh? Okay. Let's do my ultimate trick. Command Shift. Oh, look at that. It works. Command Shift, greater than, less than. You guys know that one? It's universal. It works on every program. Now, it doesn't look good because of the spacing, but I'm going to fix that right now. So there's no feed, okay? There's no authors. Maybe that's our designer. Contact will keep. Blog will keep. About. You can have an about page. Okay. You can have a portfolio page. You're gonna have about, portfolio, contact. What else are you gonna have? A blog? Probably not, right? But just keep it simple. These are the 3 things you're gonna have. Now, I always encourage my students, if you have a different skill, let's say you did some photography work, or you do some 3D modeling, or some video editing, motion design, add it in here. It's your portfolio. Who knows what kind of job you're gonna get? Graphic design is a pretty general, term or specialty. You can do a lot of, you get print, web, you can do social media, you can do so many different things, motion design. So graphic design can segue into many different sectors. So put as many skills as you have. Okay. So I'm going to put all these 3 here. Right. Now, the thing is, I messed around with this menu. Look, now these look different. So don't make that mistake, right? How to quickly fix this is to simply copy this menu once you edit it, go to this one, delete it, Command V, copy and paste. Automatically, paste in place is implemented. You don't have to paste in place. It's paste means paste in place. I kind of like that. When you paste something, it should go exactly where you copied it from. What do you think? Right? Why would it put it here? put it where it copied it from. Or you can paste in phrase, paste in back, different paste techniques. Same with this one here. Delete, Command V, paste in place. So all the menus are done now. It's time to connect them. What I'm going to do is connect the portfolio button to go to the portfolio page by simply going to the prototype section. So the prototype section is going to go to portfolio like that. Okay. And this is the about page. I skipped the home page, but you get the idea. You can have a home page and stuff. This is the about page. So I'm going to go this. We'll go back to there. I'm double clicking because it's already a component in a group. So if you can't select the item, go inside the group. So this portfolio is going here. About is going back here. Once I'm in the portfolio section, let's go back to design. To let people know where they are, I'm going to get the about button here and change the color to black. Okay. Just to kind of make you look at deprecated or clicked on. When I go to the portfolio page, I'm going to change this one to black. So it's an indication that you're on that page, right? This is also another portfolio page, so I'm going to change this also to just keep it black. Of course, if it was contact, I would make contact black instead of white, just to kind of keep it separate from the other sections. But I'm only going to do two, because otherwise I'll spend another hour doing this, and it's too repetitive. The main thing is the takeaway for you is to see how quickly you can utilize the skills you have and just make a website or whatever you want to make. An app, make it the size of an app. Whatever the app size is, right? This is a website size, so we're doing a website prototype. Okay, so now that it's connected, the portfolio, this thumbnail will go to this other page as it's more exploited, right? So we're gonna go back to prototype and connect this thumbnail of the laptop to this page, okay? And then connect this thumbnail back to this page. So you can have as many pages as you want. Now, if I had another 4 weeks to teach you this class in XD, I can show you carousels, all the fancy stuff you see. But there's a lot of tutorials you can watch on YouTube and figure it out. It's not hard, okay? You can do the fancy stuff if you want. But it's not necessary. You don't have to do carousels because that's something you can do in JavaScript, right? But to just to indicate and to showcase how it works, this is all you need to do. Okay, and again, let's go to the About page. This About page also goes back here, and the portfolio goes there. All right, so quickly, let's test it now. Hit the play button, and there's my website preview, right? Portfolio, About. Now, it's a scrollable website, so you can scroll down like this, right? But what's the problem when I'm scrolling? What's something that you should consider when you're making a website? What do you notice here that's not really working here right now? Do you notice something? I mean, it's not a big deal. A lot of websites I see do this anyways. Sticky menu or sticky footer, right? Remember? So the sticky menu means if you scroll, the menu should not move, right? So these are the things you can implement to make it look as realistic as possible in your portfolio design, okay? The way to do that is very simple, okay? So for example, let's click on this menu, go back to design. So notice I'm doing prototype design as I'm showing you this. So back to design, I click on the menu. Look, see the menu, right? I selected it. By the way, that's a component. It was grouped. Go all the way here. Make sure first it's in front. See, look, I'm dragging it. It's in front. Because if it was in the back, I would bring it to the front. because if things go underneath it, they have to be in the back. So make sure it's in the front of everything. Also, another way is look at your layers. You can see with the layers, the nav bar is over here. The footer is over here. Everything else is down here. So it's at the top of the list of my layers panel. Now here comes the fun stuff. Ready? You go over here. Ready? Can you see this? I can barely see it. I need my glasses, I think. It says fix position when scrolling. That means, you know, exactly that. Fix the position, don't move it, right? So if I click on it, it's gonna remember to fix the position when scrolling. Same as this header over here. Same thing, fix position when scrolling. And this one, fix position when scrolling. So now when I'm scrolling, it stays there. Kind of cool. Let's see. So go back here, press play. I'm scrolling and the menu stays the same. So you can simulate the same kind of JavaScript that you do in your websites to have the same little effect of the menu. So now it's kind of nice, right? Let's go to portfolio. Same thing, right? You can scroll and the menu stays there no matter what, right? And you go to the next thumbnail, this one here, go to that picture there, back to about, right? Another cool thing I'll show you with XD you can do with your, let's say you want to do a portfolio simulation before you do a website, right? I don't know what you guys want to do, right? What you can do is this. You can still, you can do like a gallery. I mean, it's really simple to do a gallery if you want. I'll show you that right now here. Let's say I want to make a gallery on this page, okay? So on this page, I want to create a gallery so you can scroll through images. It's actually really simple to make too. So to do that, I'm gonna simply just gotta see my buttons here. So the trick is you have to create the group of objects first. So for me, it's gonna be this one. Watch this. I'm gonna copy this one too. So copy, paste, right? I'm gonna put this one here. It's there, but not really. So I'm gonna go and grab these two. I'm gonna put them over here so I can create my array of images so I can scroll and stuff. I'm not gonna make it no advanced scrolling. It's gonna be simple scrolling, but it's effective scrolling, okay? And here's another one here. I'm gonna grab maybe this one. So double click, copy, click over here, paste, move it over here, and here's my second thumbnail. This one can be longer. Doesn't matter what width they are. They can be different widths, right? So three's enough, right? So watch this. Select all these three. So I did this outside of my webpage artboard. You select three pictures, 4, 5, 6, 10, as many as you like. And you go over here and you select either this one, scroll groups, right? This is a horizontal scroll. This is a vertical scroll. I don't see vertical very popular because naturally we scroll this way. So having a vertical within a vertical could be problematic, right? But the horizontal, if you look at your phone, a lot of the thumbnails, you scroll left, you scroll right. If you scroll up and down, you're scrolling through the page, not through the thumbnails. Get it? So I think horizontals like 90% of the time is the one. The other one is cool because it's called horizontal and vertical. You want to put a map of Google in there and simulate a real navigation of a map, get a bigger picture, set it to all scroll, add the constraint, and then you can go inside and scroll around like you're looking at a map. I can show you that example as well. Let's do this one first, because this is more practical for you if you do a portfolio horizontal scroll. So you select the group of images and you click on this one here, this one, which is called scroll horizontal, right? And then you select the perimeter. The perimeter is going to go all the way like that. So I just basically did the scroll and I hid. It's like a mask. When you do a mask, like a clipping mask in Illustrator, so you do a mask like this, okay? And I'm going to put this right back where it was, and now I have a nice group setup for my portfolio design. Okay? So let's see how that works now. So I did a little extra thing inside the group. Let's go ahead and press play. Go to portfolio. Check out this thumbnail here. Go to this page. You ready? Now I'm scrolling like up and down. But you can also scroll left and right. And then you can actually go ahead and click on these and go to another page if you want. So the possibilities are endless what you can do here. Right, so you can go do a simple scroll left and scroll right, scroll right. Oh, look, it's overlapping. Get it? Look at this glitch. It should be behind the menu, not in front of the menu. So you can go ahead and just send it to the back. So I'm going to make sure this here is be underneath the nav bar, or maybe just put it right down here somewhere. Right? There you go, right? So now it's perfect. It's scrollable left and right. And if I'm using my finger on an iPad, you can tap and scroll like not normal. You don't need a mouse. You can just scroll it with your finger, right? It's kind of cool. All right. So again, this is basically how you can simply convert any prototype website design into a real functioning thing. Now, here's the best part. This is where you want to show it to a client. You want to show it to your prospect, right? How do you show this to people? Because one way is doing this, but what are you gonna bring a computer and like put it in their face and try to show them, right? You want to email them a link and they can click on it and open the XD. But the link might be just too simple. I'll show you both ways. So the link is under share. I think I showed you this already. Share is how you share your prototype with your audience. The audience could be anybody. So you're going to go down here, design review, which is the default. Developers, you can different settings here. Usually you stick to this one. Anyone with the link, you can also prevent people to only have only invited people. You can also with password, you can create a password. So it's password protected if it's like something that you're doing that's really kind of corporate or government related, right? So you can do whatever you want. I'm going to keep it anyone with the link. And let's create a link right now. It's going to take a few seconds. And then if I click on the link, it's going to take me to the Adobe portal. And there's the website uploaded, ready to showcase. And they can check it out this way, right? But does this look like a real website? Does this look like a real website? No, it looks like it's part of some kind of a app, right? It looks like it's something inside something. Like it's actually, you can see here, look, this is you can comment. This is good for a review. So if you want to do like a group thing with your partners and people you work with, you collaborate with, you can comment and point things out and share it with people and stuff. But if you want to do like a real website simulation, then here's what, and you know a little bit of HTML as you already do, right? Then here's what you do. This is what I like about XD. This is why I want to show you this in the last class that we have of XD, because it's really, really pretty interesting. This is being recorded, by the way, so all the stuff I'm showing you, if I'm going too fast or you're missing a few things, you can watch the video again and figure this out. So when you go to share, you click on this little embed code, but this is a universal code for embedding the code. You can do that with YouTube videos, maps. You guys know that, right? In HTML. You can copy this little button here and it'll put an iframe in a little code bracket. I just copied that right now. So I copied the code that the link takes me to. Okay, this is very special because not a lot of people know how to do this. So you copy the code by clicking, not the link, the little HTML brackets with the /. It says copy code. Have you guys done copy source code on YouTube before? Yes? Do you know how to put YouTube on your websites? Same thing. You copy the code and you paste it in your website and the video shows up, right? It's just a source. So YouTube has that built in. You copy the frame source code. So you can do the same implementation with XD. Same type of trick. You copy the code. I have to play Dreamweaver. Have you guys used Dreamweaver before? It's free. You have access to it. It's a web development program. It was more like a design tool, but you can actually go ahead and create websites here, especially now that you know HTML. And the way when you're taught HTML, the way you were taught is perfect. You start off with any code editor like Visual Studio. We used to use brackets. We used to even use Notepad back in the day. That's a very simple text editor. You write the code, you publish the HTML, you serve it on the browser, there's your website. But this just makes it a little faster. That's what it's called, Dreamweaver. Yeah, there's even the song, right? I'll play the song in the background so you can remember it. Dreamweaver song. Dreamweaver by Gary Wright. See, there's a song there too. So you create a new page, right? Okay. And you can do all these things. Look, HTML, CSS, whatever you want to do, right? I'll fast forward the song a bit. Extend the page. You guys know the song? Really? Oh, Gary Wright. It's like 70s. It's an old song. But on the commercials on television, you see it a lot. On advertising. A lot of Toy Story, the movie, they used it, right? Here's the part now. All together now. Dreamweaver, right? So now you'll never ever forget the name. I do this all. It's like a thing. Now you won't forget this. What program was it again? Dreamweaver, right? So this is Dreamweaver, and that's the song. See, I do little things like this to keep you awake, eh? Otherwise, you fall asleep on me. So here you can do all those things. HTML, CSS. Now, technically, you want to come and create an HTML page. So you click on the HTML, you click on the create button, and there's your template, right? Look, you already have your code right here. You don't have to start from scratch. It already declares the document type, HTML head, title, right? It's already there for you. You just build the page as you see it. It's just a faster way of building. And here is what it's going to look like. So code, view in the same window. Kind of nice, right? The way you set this up, though, is up here under, look, code, split, and then you have live. So I like to do split because you get to see the code and what the website looks like. So it's like a one-time thing. And then, of course, you can make this a little bigger, Command plus, Command minus, and you can do all your HTML stuff here. And in case yours doesn't look like this, you got to go to one more thing here under view. You got to go to split vertically because you might have horizontally, but I don't like it horizontally. I like it to have it vertically. So I'm going to go to split it vertically, right? I want to keep it to the left or to the right. It's a preference thing. You can do whatever you want. So why are we here? Because I'm not going to teach you HTML. Felicia's doing that, okay? But here's what we'll do. We're going to go inside the body over here. We're going to hit Command V. I just pasted that code from XD inside this page. And you know you can do this for all your stuff. Let's say you want to show off your XD in your website. You can copy and paste your iframe source. And look at the size, 1440 by 900. Right? So let's save it now. As soon as you go File, Save As, I'll save it as index.html because, you know, that's the first page you want to serve on a website as a server. So index.html, I go to GoDaddy, I buy a domain name, I upload the HTML file, and there's my website. 2 seconds. Okay? Maybe 2 minutes, actually. That's how fast you can produce a website as a prototype on a server using a very simple tactic by copying and pasting iframe source in your tag. Because no one's going to check your source except the people that I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Okay? Save. Right? So now let's see what the website looks like. I'm not going to do GoDaddy and stuff. You guys will figure that out too. It's just hosting thing. But if I open this up now, there's the page. Well, on the street, people won't know the difference. You can do things like let's center it, right? Let's dress it up a little bit, right? Like change the background color. No one's gonna go here and do inspect, right? And see, hey, wait a minute, this is not a website. But it works. Look, portfolio, about, like it basically it looks like a real website, right? You can even go to the, you know, thumbnail, like scroll through and stuff like that. You can do all these realistic looking things because no one will know the difference. The only thing is it's not responsive. So don't think it's gonna convert it to a mobile website, right? It's not gonna work. For that, you have to make a separate design, make it a mobile version, and have people click on each one and open up a different page. So that could be also addressed. But the main thing here is this. How do you serve a presentation, make it look authentic, presentable? Then you want to sell this stuff. At the end of the day, you want to make money, right? So this is what you have to do, right? So you go back to Dreamweaver. Very quickly, we want to do a center tag. So I'm going to go center. And then I'm going to close the center, Command X. This is very old school HTML stuff, eh? Nothing fancy. So I just centered it right now. Another thing is, look, the background color. Watch this, body, BG color, and do the color picker. And let's pick a color. I think for this one, I can copy and paste the hexacode from XD. But let's go to XD really quickly here. What color was this? Green. Look at this. Copy this same hexacode and go back to Dreamweaver. Or you can do this in any text editor. It doesn't have to be Dreamweaver, okay? And then we just have to go paste. It's the same background color, right? Save. So from XD to Dreamweaver or code, doesn't matter. Now you have your website ready to go, right? There's your portfolio website, right? Portfolio, right? Contact. You can make this as elaborate as you want. Here's a thumbnail, right? You can go, look, scrolling left and right. You can do different things. And can you imagine you spend the detail and the attention and you spend, I don't know, a week? Give me a week. See how this will look a lot better, right? You can make it look as nice as you like. My point is you can do this really fast, especially if you guys you're at the point now, you're good at this stuff. You know how to figure this stuff out. You know your programs. You can easily plug in a bunch of thumbnails and make a website to look presentable and pitch it to your clients. So XD is a great tool. I can't promise you the same with Figma. You can probably hack the code that way, but XD is very, very simple and easy to do, right? This is the main takeaway I wanted to leave with you before we get into Figma. Any questions? Okay. So again, if you go to view page source, there's the page source. Look, that's the website. So Felice, don't pull this on Felice, he'll catch you. Don't be handing this in. Hey, my website's done here. You can go and check your code. So you gotta, like I said, nobody does this in their real minds, right? So you can really do a nice. That's why they left it in there, as a software. Designers still love using XD for that reason. It's a really great presentation mock-up software, not just for apps, websites, right? Because websites are still around, believe it or not. All right. So now the next part is, let's say you wanted to do a map. Maybe you wanted to do the map in all directions. I'll do another page. There's Google Maps right here. I'm going to do a screen capture of the whole thing. Actually, I'll do a Command Shift 4. And I'm going to do a nice screen capture of this area. Okay, so I custom screen captured it. And you want to do like a map, because this is a popular thing with most apps have maps and stuff, websites, locations and stuff. So it's good to do this as a prototyping implementation. So what you want to do, again, with XD, it's quite simple. And you can do this in Figma too, by the way. I'll show you both programs after the next time we do that one. So I'm going to go ahead and drag a rectangle like this. A rectangle is a placement holder, just like in InDesign, right? I'm going to go now and drag this. There's a screen capture. The screen capture is a lot bigger than my rectangle. So if I drag it in, it's going to fit nicely like that. Now watch what I'll do purposely. Double click, triple click, and make it a lot bigger than it seems. Right? Like a lot bigger. Because if you do that, there we go. Right. Don't forget to double click, triple click, because I didn't do that. There we go. So do that, right? So you set yourself up. So it's like a mask within the rectangle. So what you do now is you select this little thumbnail. Actually, this will be the contact page. This will be contact, right? Contact will have like a map or something. And this will be back to the normal color. And the contact will be the one that's highlighted in black. Right? So this is the thing that you can do. Same way I showed you with the thumbnails. You can click on this boundary here, this rectangle, and click on this one here. This does horizontal and vertical, right? So if you activate that, whatever's inside now, it's scrollable, right? This is why you have these handles, you see? Let me just kind of make sure it works, because I think what you have to also do is make this like bigger, because I was thinking something else here. There we go. A box in a box. There we go. It's better there. Right. So you got to do this. And then resize it. right? So what you do is make it bigger like this. First of all, I think it's easier to do this than I was doing it backwards actually. So you do a big image like this, you confine it with this one, horizontal and vertical, and then you build it on your, the actual cropped area. So you do your cropped area like this afterwards. So now it's going to be cropped to that size, right? There, right? So make it bigger, then apply this horizontal, vertical. I'm doing a map, so I'm doing both. Scroll anywhere, right? This will go back to here. There we go. Portfolio, about, oh, contact. I gotta make contact work as well. From here, contact. Also from here, contact. There we go, right? So it's working now. So I can go anywhere from anywhere now. Portfolio, contacts. And the main thing is the map now, right? Watch this. You can scroll through anywhere. I forgot to put it to the back though. So you can kind of go, right? It's like you're looking for like the navigation, right? We got to make sure the mouse is in there in order for this to work. I just have to send it to the back for a second here. Both of these and right down here. Right. Try it again. There's the map. So it's pretty cool what you can do with this stuff, as long as you add your parameters, constraints, you can do some nice stuff with XD. All right. So if you want, I'm going to save this example and upload it just so you can have a copy of this design. So I'm going to save a local copy right now, and I'll upload it to the class. So portfolio demo, save. Now your assignment is to do an interactive presentation of any theme. The week before last week, we did the Cosmos theme. So just to kind of quickly recap on that, and then we'll stop the recording and I'll give you guys time to work on your stuff. This is the class 7. We did the treasure chest hunt game, interactive game exercise. So let's open up this one here, right? This is like the minimum thing you want to do. And don't do Space Cosmos, do something else, please. I showed you other examples from other students. One, remember they did the scary stuff, the little RPG game and things like that. So just do something really original. And same thing here. This has animation. We covered this last lesson. So this file is available to you as well, so you can actually look at it. The good thing about this is, watch this now. I can go to share. Remember how we did that website, realistic Dreamweaver presentation? Once you have a template set up, it's so easy to copy and paste it. You just simply go to share, create a link, right? And do this for anything, just kind of have buy a domain name, buy a host, and have like a default placement holder for your prototypes. So I'm going to copy this code again. I'm going to go back to Dreamweaver, right? And I'm just going to make the background color black. So I'm going to type black. Literally, just type black and it works. You can also type 000000 or FFFFFF for white, but I can just type black. It's going to work like that. This is old school HTML stuff, right? And this here now, I'm going to select this, delete, and paste my new prototype in the same placement holder. So I don't have to do this ever again. It's just there for you to change it anytime you feel like it, right? I'm just going to save it as a different file name. So this way it's distinctive. I don't want to lose the other one. This will be called game.html. And if you want to serve it up on a real server, you have to call it index. Otherwise, it won't load up as the first page. So remember that rule when you do like a real website prototype. Save. Okay, done. So now what I showed you here now, I can make a game website like they used to have, and you can have a real presentation on a server of a website. So if I just open up the game, here it is. There's the Cosmos, right? And you just click here. I think the loading is a little off. See? Let it load. It's got to load first because I think the server is pretty jammed here. We're taking it to overdrive. There we go. Now it's working, right? So see how it looks nicer when you present it on a server? Like it's like a real website. So you can do like a real interactive experience, make it look like a website, like we used to do back in the Flash days. We used to make interactive websites all the time. Now you don't see that anymore. You see everything like just kind of, well, not really boring, but unless you do some advanced HTML and JavaScript, you can see movement and motion design like this on websites, right? So this extra little step makes it way more better, presented than the other one. Now I'll make this optional, but if you want to demonstrate and show me that you can do this and give me the HTML file with your file, it'd be nice to show me that you know how to implement this nice little trick. Okay, so you can do a real, kind of prototype on a real browser, right? So from XD to a website. Because again, keep in mind, this is just a prototype and it's like selling, you got to sell the product before it, once the money's there, the budget, the customer gives you the required deposit and stuff, it's done after that, really. You just have to pay the right people to get the job done. But this is the important part. You get the prototype, you launch it, you present it, and then you sell it, right? All right, so that's due next week. Then we open up this other segment here, interaction design principles. So that's when we get into Figma. So next week we start with Figma. I'll do a whole thing all over again like I did with XD. We start from the very bottom. I go walk you through the tools. It's very easy to go from XD to Figma because you're already understanding the concept of prototyping. It's just the tools are a little different. They're rearranged. Instead of the menu being here, it's down here. Like it's not a big deal. The tools are practically the same. Actually, some people find Figma easier than XD, and some say it's more advanced. And I agree because they stopped supporting XD since 2023, whereas Figma is still being supported. So it's 2 years ahead, and in 2 years a lot has happened. So now with AI and everything that's going on, Figma is a pretty powerful tool. All right, so that's where we're going next, and I'm gonna just make sure this is all there. Let me upload this for you right now, so you have a copy of it under class number 8. Okay, so this is what this is. I'm gonna go ahead and add this last bit of example that I did. It's called portfolio demo. Okay, so that's the file I'm going to share with you. And I'll even show you the HTML file as well. You want to copy the code? I'll add both files. I'm going to upload the game and the HTML. Oh, look at that. They don't like HTML files because they could have a virus. So they don't want me to do that one there. So maybe I'll just do the game. or even that one. Let's see, any HTML. All right. So then how do we trick it? What do we do? Change the extension? We could. Then you guys can add the extension. Yeah. So here's another thing you can do. Watch this. You select, same as sending email attachments. Some emails don't let you send HTML or XML, like they're like virus, right? And they have a reason to. But if you compress these two files and you compress them or zip them, and I'll call this HTML zip, I can give you this. And when you extract it, then you get the HTML files. Get it? So that's how you can share things with people without these restrictions. So I'm going to go ahead and add it right now. Upload the HTML zip file, and that should have no problem being uploaded. So that one contains both files for you, and you have it there. All right, so I think that's it. That's covered that one. That's good. So now the rest of the period, I'm going to give you guys time to work on those the project, which is due next week, and I'll be around to help you. So if you need help, please let me know. And we're going to wrap up this recording. Let's hope it's stop sharing here. Let's hope the recording's all good. All right, so thanks for watching and see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.